Okay, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the special mini ELT Game Lab Gamification in ELT webinar series for English language teachers that's brought to you by the British Council Indonesia. My name is Grace Abanda, and I'm very honored to be able to discuss the many things related with gamification with all of you today. So hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. Let's see, I'm checking out the chat box. Okay, so we have those who are coming from China and Myanmar, those from Vietnam, and obviously from Indonesia. There are some of you. Also, Cindy from Malaysia, hello. From Semarang, from Pakistan, from Philippines, from Germany, hello. Okay. Wow, thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. Okay, so also from the Philippines, hello, Abigail. Okay, right. It's wonderful to see all of you here and very happy to see all the familiar names that have been joining us in session 1. Thank you so much. Okay, so let me share my screen. So for those who have just joined us this session, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Grace, and I'm an English language instructor working for Institut Teknologi Bandung, Universitas Katolik Parahyangan, and I'm also a part of ITEL, or Indonesia Technology Enhanced Language Learning. So we're Association of Language Teacher in Indonesia that always have a huge passion in using technology in the classroom. We have trainings, we have webinars, we love to share our knowledge using technology effectively in the classroom. So we are going to have our first face-to-face conference after the pandemic in Yogyakarta, Indonesia, which will be held on the coming 14th until 15th of July. And it's a collaboration with Universitas Mercu Buana Indonesia and supported by British Council Indonesia. Okay, so I am wondering if any of you are going to join us there. So if you are, let me know. Okay, so I see so many people also joining from Indonesia, from West Sumatra as well. There are some from Banyumas. Hello, everyone. Okay, right. So if you are coming to Yogyakarta, I'll be there with the IDLE team and the British Council Indonesia, so we can finally meet face to face. All right, then. We are now on our third session of the whole mini ELT Game Lab webinar series, and we are going to discuss about vocabulary games. Right, so it's entitled Push Your Vocabulary Game Prank. Before I continue, I need to remind you that this is a webinar series and we're halfway through our journey now. You can see that there are 5 exciting topics that we have and we are going to discuss, starting from mapping out quests. And last week we had a discussion on designing point badges and leaderboards. Today we're going to discuss a vocabulary game. Next week on competition games for language classes. And the last session is simple virtual breakout game design. So if you miss the previous sessions, you can always access the British Council Indonesia's YouTube channel and rewatch those sessions. All the sessions are interactive, so let's discuss together. And if you have any thoughts or experience that you would like to share, please feel free to put them on the chat box. We are very relaxed. We would be very, very happy for you to join the discussion actively. Okay. Oh, thank you, Marwan. Yeah, we're going to see you in Yogyakarta. Thank you. And don't worry, it is too far from Germany. Yeah. Okay. Right. Thank you. Okay, so let's jump in. Speaking of games, everyone, so tell me, what was your favorite game to play as a child? Okay, let's take a walk down on the memory lane. And please let me know on the chat box, what was your favorite game to play when you were a child? Okay, Monopoly. Okay, great. Oh, hide and seek. Yes. Okay, Monopoly as well. Okay, Uno, snake and ladder. Okay, right. Puzzle. Yes, we do play puzzle. Rope jumping. Okay, typhoon. Okay, so that is unique because perhaps for me, I think it's maybe I haven't played that. Yeah. Okay, full house cards. Go back Sodor. Okay. So based on this, we can kind of see people's ages. Yeah. I probably will just play um, marbles. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Actually, my dad didn't allow me to have a game console, so I usually won't be able to play anything like Nintendo or Sega when I was young. Yeah. So I can only play if I visit my cousins. And yes, and that shows how old I am. Okay, great. Oh, thank you. Mandarin Square. Okay, capturing. Okay, so perhaps a special kind of game, yeah? That is special from where you're from. Okay, thank you for sharing. How about now, everyone? Tell me, what is your favorite game to play as an adult and why? Okay, honestly I don't have too much time to play, but yeah, I usually just grab my smartphone and then I will play online. Okay, so Sylvia said Scrabble. Is this now or then? Yeah. Uh, it can be both, right? So it can be your favorite game to play as a child when we were a child, Scrabble, and also we still play it now. Yeah. Oh my goodness, so fun, such fun answers, everyone. MOBA online game. Yeah. Four picture, one word. Oh, that is interesting. Okay. Plant versus zombies. Okay, very fun. Online farming games. Okay. Okay. Wow. So many very nice games right here. And some of them I don't know. Um, okay. uh Words with friends. Okay, like Scrabble, brain teaser. Okay. Okay, Mega Man, Candy Crush. Yeah, guessing English words from pictures. Yes, very fun. Okay, right. So I'm playing this game. Usually it's Ridicore. If you're playing, let me know. So it's a game where you are given a challenge to decorate a room, and you'll get points based on other players' evaluation or appraisal. So we also get to evaluate other players' decoration. Sometimes we're in the top rank, but sometimes other times we'll be on the yeah, very low rank. Yeah, but it's quite fun. It's so easy to play. I just get my headphone and then just play right there and then. So thank you so much for sharing. And there are mix of digital games and also board games. Yeah. Okay, right. So most of us mentioned digital games, obviously because it's very close to us right now. We do bring our smartphone everywhere, and then whenever we feel bored, then we would play. Yeah. Um, Now, if you see this picture, anyone familiar with this game? It is not new, But yes, I guess that some people are so familiar with this game. Are you familiar with this game? Yes, Mario. Yes, Super Mario. Okay, great. Yeah, very popular back in the days because that's probably the first one that came out with a game console, right? And also, yes, you mentioned this a lot from the chat box, right? It's indeed Scrabble. And then yes, you also guessed this one, right? Okay, so this is what do you think he's doing? This the last one in the picture, right? So probably hide and seek, yeah. Okay, so this one, the person is the kid right here is the it person that will have to count and then try to find their friends, right? Okay, so yeah, all of these are fun games, yeah. So it shows that besides the digital game, we still have like a physical game like board game, and also the game that only uses physics, right? They all have a connecting line, right? So they have narration, they have interaction and technology. So now in some games, some elements might not be more significant than other. For example, when we play, we don't always need sophisticated tools, like playing hide and seek. We don't need much technology. We only use spaces, like we need spaces to hide and for the it to count, right? So, however, the interaction are very high because we're playing together with friends, and we're trying to find them, and then those who are hiding, they're trying to hide so that the it friend cannot find them, right? The same thing kind of goes with Scrabble. So there aren't really a narration or a story when we're playing Scrabble. It's just that we need to get as much point as possible by creating a word using letters that we have. And again, there's a sense of competition going on when we're playing this, right? We will see our friends, oh goodness, they have yeah, they can go to this part of the board, and what can we do to fill in those space? Yeah, so those kind of things are the interaction, the kind of interaction that makes it fun. And for the digital game, most of the time, all three elements are present. So take, for example, the Super Mario game, right? So it has a story. We play as Mario, and as Mario, we had to rescue Princess Peach from the evil Bowser. And to do that, we need to gather points. We need to jump here and there, and then avoid some mushrooms, perhaps. And then we need to what is it? To shoot them, right, with balls of fires, for example. Yeah, then when we play together, we usually take turns, right? There's interaction going on, not only with our friends, but also interaction going on with the game. So in this case, we do need some tools. We need some game console and also the television. But it's all fun. And we can get the fun not only from, yeah, digital or technology, right? We can use a board game. We don't have to use board game as well. We still can have fun. So let's take a look at a familiar game that we all know. I think, yeah, some of you mentioned this earlier, right? And I think we have this game in every country, right? In Indonesia, we would call this ular tangga. Yeah. What do you call this in your country? Please let me know. Okay, right. So this is very simple, right? Yeah, okay, so snakes and leather. Okay, so if you have any specific name that you call in your country, you can always let us know as well, right? Very simple to play. There's not a lot of narration going on. We all know the objective of this game is to get to the 100th box, which is the finish box. So the original gameplay or game rule are also quite simple. We only need to roll the dice and move according to the numbers shown on the dice, right? And then if we fell on this space, right, and then there's a ladder, we can climb up. But if you get to the head of the snake, then we will need to slide down, right? Okay, so very fun game, and I think yeah, all of us have experience playing this at least once, right? And then, yes, we need to race until the finish box. Okay, so the game components also not very many, right? So there are only 3 actually. Just the board game itself, the board, the dice, and some pawns. Yeah, some pawns, so we can move around. Okay, so once we know the basic gameplay, actually we can always modify games, yeah, that can support learning. So this is the simplest example. Perhaps some of you already tried it as well. We can change the pictures right here, right in the back. So for example, we can change the snake with pencil, for example, or I see some snake and letter, they change the snake into slides, right, or shoots. So if you get to the box where it has like a top of a shoot or a slide, then you will need to slide down, right? And then we can change the letter with rulers. We can change the pawns, maybe with much more fun tokens, or maybe characters from movies or books. We can add cards to the game components. And the cards that we need to answer some questions. So yeah, so it adds to the gameplay, right? Before we throw the dice, we need to take one card and answer a question. And if we answer the question correctly, we throw the dice and move accordingly until we came to the finish box. And whoever gets to the finish box first will win. Okay, so the objective of the game also changes because it adds another focus. Okay, so obviously we can always do this using a regular snake and letter board game. But for today, I'll show you a digital one, right? So the one that we can use in the classroom. Okay, so I'll be using Bamboozle. Anyone familiar with Bamboozle here or have used them in their class? Yes, 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 yes. Very fun, yeah. It's one of my favorite. Okay, so let me know if you can see. Oh, there we go. Okay, yes. Okay, great. Yes, okay. So yes, okay, so some of you mentioned that only use a free version. Yes, it's limited, but also it can give us so many ideas. Yeah. So I'm going to play this together with all of you here. Okay, so hopefully we can bring this idea, and then we can use it not only using Bamboozle, but we can use the board game as well. Yeah. Okay, so this is just some idea that what we can do with this, right? So I'm going to choose one topic. Okay, so which is food, and obviously all of us loves food. So what we need to do is to read the words and guess the food. So it will be provided with 3 words, such as this one: movie, eat, butter. And then we need to guess what's the food. Yeah, what's the food? Movie, eat, butter. But we're going to play this in the snake and ladder theme, right? Okay, let's try this. Okay, some of you already answered the question. Thank you so much. You're so excited. Okay, so I'm going to set this up for you first. Okay, here we go. So we can do teams, right? But for now, because we're playing on a webinar, then I'm just going to show you how it looks like, right? So let's just have both of them right here, the cat and the cow. You can change the name later. You can change the character right here as well. But we're going to start with this. Okay, there we go. So again, we are going to answer a question first, and then we'll get a number from the dice. And if we can answer the question correctly, then we can move according to the number from the dice, right? Okay, let's see for the first one. Let's click on the dice. Okay, sweet brown snack. What do you think it is? Sweet brown snack. Okay. There's an answer. Getuk goreng, yeah. Okay. All right, let's see. Okay, so many answer right here. I don't think it's getuk goreng, but we'll see. Maybe. Okay, the answer is chocolate. So congratulations for those who answered chocolate. Okay, so let's see. Then it will give you a number right there. Okay, so 3, because we don't get the ruler, which is the ladder. We don't go up. Yeah. So yes, now it's team 2. Let's see. Next question. Small chopsticks bowl. Small chopstick bowl. What is it? Noodle. Okay, so one of you said noodle, noodle, rice, noodle. And thinking. Okay, rice, dumplings. Okay. Okay, let's see. It is indeed rice. Yeah, congratulations for this answer, rice. Okay, you are correct. Okay, let's see. Okay, since we answered correctly. Okay, so we'll move according to the dice. Okay, so 5. Let's do one more, just for the sake of answering. Yeah. Question. Okay, interesting. It's hairy, green, and spoon. Ooh, very, very good answer, everyone. Okay, so kiwi. Okay, let's see the answer. Okay, congratulations, everyone. You are amazing. Kiwi is indeed the answer, and let's see. Okay. Okay, so 2. Okay, so right now they're in the same space. Okay, so if we don't stop right now, it's we're going to spend all day just playing this, right? So yes, this is just kind of like an idea of what we can do, right? So again, maybe this is a paid version from Bamboozle, but I feel like this can give us some idea, because we always can bring this back to the original board game, right? So let's see. Oops. Sorry. Okay, so we can always like have the board game itself. We can adapt to that. We can add cards instead of having the bamboozle. And then also, if you want to have more maybe physical activities, maybe we can just draw it on the floor, right? So we can draw this on the floor, perhaps in the classroom or maybe outside of the classroom. We can set it up so the students can be the pawns. And then perhaps if you can have like a dice, like a big dice, for example, and so you can roll the big dice, and then after that, maybe answer some questions. So it is, yeah, it is. It's fun, right? And can give you lots of ideas to modify this very simple game. Okay, so yeah, so I'm going to continue, right? So Bamboozle, do check it out. Very fun platform. Lots of ideas. If you don't have the chance to try it on a premium, but you can always try the free one. The free one also gives you a lot of ideas, and also you can modify it in just like your classroom. Okay, so I'm going to show you. Okay, so yeah, like this is what I meant, right? So it will look like this if you're going to like draw it on the floor, and then perhaps like your students will be the pawns, right? We can always take the idea and then bring it to the classroom like this. Okay, let's see, let's continue. Okay, so the last session, I did mention about Flippity, right? So Flippity, anyone have tried to play around with Flippity? I have to tell you that I use Flippity a lot of times because it is free and it's so very simple to use and so fast to create. You don't have to do any sign-ups. Yeah, and everything that you do is all connected with your Google Sheet. So it will be stored in your Google Drive. So very, very convenient. So if you have tried using Flippity, let me know on the chat box, yeah? Okay, I'm going to share some ideas, some fun ideas that you can play with your students for warming up or practicing vocabularies, right? So for example, using random name picker, and if you're using wheel of names, for example, this is very similar with wheel of names, but I feel like this one has also a lot of potential. Like for example, you can put in hints in the list and ask the students to spin and to answer. You can add like a timer right there, so they will need to guess the vocab within the time given, right? We can ask them to write them on the whiteboard or on a piece of paper, or perhaps yeah, you can give something like this, right? So maybe create themes, right? You can put your students in teams, assign them with different vocabs. Yeah, so for example, team 1, they will need to come up with 5 sentences using this vocabs, right? And then team 2, they will need to come up with sentences using these vocabs, and then you can give them time, right? So just play, just press play right there, and then it will start the countdown, right? Or you can play around and have a group discussion. Like, for example, each team will need to come up with one dish that has these adjectives, right? So and see what kind of dishes that students came up with. For example, in this case, like for example, the first team, they will need to come up with one dish that is smoky and tender. So they will need to explain where do the dish get its smoky flavor and tender texture. Okay, so you can randomize this, right? So if you want, you can just press this and then you can randomize it. Like for example, for the first 5 minutes or the first 3 minutes, for example, they will need to come up with one dish that has the two adjectives, right? And then for the next 3 minutes, they will have, you can randomize it, and then they will need to come up with other dishes, right? Okay, so also, don't forget that we can always reward badges for students or teams with the most creative ideas. This is quite fun, right? And then also we can see all the creative ideas from them as well. They might come up with anything, really. Students can come up with a lot of things. Okay, so the next one that I'm going to show you is a snowman. In Flippity, there is called Snowman, which is also a very familiar game. It's a twist of Hangman, yeah, only less brutal than Hangman. So also very easy to use, very fun to use. So there are several game fields that you can choose from. Like for example, Snowman. We can say like we need to say the snowman by guessing the correct letters, and if not, the snowman will melt. Yeah, and in this picture, the snowman melts. Yeah, because we cannot, we're not able to guess the word. Yeah, so the word is blank. Then perhaps the students couldn't guess the correct letters. Also, there's a game field like this one, like we need to defuse a bomb, or we need to save the flower. And there's another one which is the apple tree. So if we fail to answer the word, yeah, or to guess the word, then all the apples will be gone on the tree, right? So we can choose one of them. And I know from the fact that not only young students like this kind of thing, in fact, adult students also enjoy the simple games, right? Okay, so while playing, as a teacher, we need to host the game. And meanwhile, we need to evaluate the students. Are they familiar with these words? Like, for example, bland for younger students, they probably are not familiar with this word. So if they are not familiar, then probably we will want to explain certain vocabularies. And if necessary, we can also explain it in our own language, right? Okay, so another one that is very similar to Snowman is called Word Master. And we did discuss Wordle on the first session. And if some of you are a Wordle fan, let me know. Yes, we play around with Wordle 2 weeks ago. So it's a word guessing game. Student will need to guess word or vocab. Then they will need to pop the answer on the space right here. And then see the result up here. So if it's green, it means that the letter is in the correct place, right? So we will need to start with S in this case. But if it's gray, then it means that it is not it's not in the word, right? So you can just forget those letters. If it's yellow, that it means that it is in the word, but it's placed in the wrong space, right? So we need to find another space to place the letter. Okay, so if you're able to guess the word before we ran out of turn, then we'll get points, right? So there should be 6 turns Okay, so if you can guess it, like in this case, there are three on the third guess, then we'll get 3 points out of 6 points. Okay, so I'm going to show you how easy it is to create this Wordle-like game, and you can use this with anything. You can use this with mathematics. You can use this with maybe other lesson, right? Okay, so if you go to flippity.net and then go down, and you will find, here it is, the Flippity Word Master. Okay, right? So what you're going to do is you just go to instruction, and then very quick and very easy. You need to fill this in with words or vocabs, right? So I'm going to, if you're on your computer, or if you're on your laptop, you can try to create this as well. Very simple, very easy to do. Okay, so think of 3 vocabularies that is related with the topic, right? So I'm going to put some words here related with food, because we like food. Okay, so don't forget to give a title right there, so we know what the topic is going to be. Okay, so just put in the vocabs right there, and then place the title right there, and then generate it. Okay, so there we go. It's done. Okay. You can change the mode to dark mode. And once you're done with this, what you can do is to play together with your students, or share the link to the teams, to your students, or share the link to the teams. Okay, so very easy. Just click on the share link right here, and then just copy this and then share it with your students, right? I'm going to share mine and the chat box. Okay, so you get, like, if we're going to share this to our students, then they will work on teams, for example, right? And then they will they will guess together in the team, right? But if you're going to play it together with your students as a whole class, then you can just show this like this. Yeah. Okay, so very simple, right? So if you have some time, or if you get the chance to create one right now, you can send us the link to your Flippity Word Master game, so we can try them out together. So I'm curious on what you can come up with this, with the Flippity Word Master game. Right, so go ahead if you have the chance to try it out. Please send us the link to your Wordmaster game. Okay, right. So while waiting, and I know not all of you are watching using laptop or computer. So okay, so yes, thank you. Okay, so you're trying. Okay, so you're at Flippity. Okay, right. I'll guide you through it. Okay, so you're at flippity.net. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to find the Wordmaster, the Wordmaster one, Flippity Wordmaster. And then once you get to this, you press instruction. Okay, you press instruction, and then it will take you to the quick and easy, right? Just pop in some vocab right there, right? Anything really. And then don't forget to rename, so we know what the theme is, and just press generate, and that's it, right? And then you can just go and click on the share button below and copy this. You can even do QR code as well. right? If you want our students to just play with their handphone, then you can press this and then they can scan, right? Okay. Okay, so there's a question really quickly I'm going to answer. Besides Flippity quizzes, are there other games application? Yes, obviously there are tons of application out there, and sometimes it drives me crazy because I don't know which one to use, right? So I would say pick the one that is easiest to use and pick the one that is making our life easier, like because sometimes we do have to learn how to use it, and then also sometimes it takes a lot of our time, a lot of effort to create games, right? So again, choose the ones that are convenient for you in your classroom. Okay, right. So yes, so that's one thing that you can do. Okay, so I'm going to move on because we do have some things that I still want to share with you. But please play around because there are so many things that we can do with Flippity. I'm going to show you some of them, right? Um, okay, so crossword puzzle, and all of us know that crossword puzzle are very fun to do. We can create crossword puzzle easily using Flippity, or you can just all you have to do is just copy the Google Sheet template the same way as you do almost everything else in Flippity. Just prepare the vocabs and the definition and pop it in the template, publish it, and you can print them out to give to your students to answer. And if you want, you can randomize the structure of the puzzle. You can just click this button right here, and so you will get another structure. So you can give like one team one structure and then the other team different structure, and also you can yeah, don't forget to print out the key for each puzzle, right? So this is very easy and fun to do. There are tons of other application, like mentioned before. I do use Puzzle Maker as well because they have different kind of puzzles, right? That we can do, the crisscross puzzle or anything that is more challenging to do. We can use learningapps.org if you're familiar with learning apps as well. It's also, they have puzzle as well, right? Very simple to use. Okay, so thank you so much those who are sharing their word master game. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness, I you really cannot wait to try. Okay, so let's see, I'm going to finish this so we can if we have time, then we can try this together, right? But thank you so much for sharing. So okay, so we can follow up once we introduce the vocab, then we can follow up with some activities like this, right? So like I said, like I mentioned before, sometimes I feel like Flippity is underrated, but actually there are a lot of things that we can do with Flippity. So for example, have you done Mad Libs in your classroom? Because Mad Libs are hilarious, everyone. So yeah, so if you want some ideas on Libs, you can go to this link right here. And yes, for those who are asking for the material, I will share it at the end of the presentation, right? So this is the idea for Libs, right? So what you need to do is you're going to like choose one topic, choose a story, and then we need to pop in some words, right? So the clue is to add adjective right there, right? And then so we need to come up with craziest or most unique vocabs that came up in our heads, right? And once we're done, then we need to read it out loud. Or you can ask them to come up with a short play, like a role play, switch the story, or so one team will act according to the other team's story, right? So this is very fun. Do try it in your classroom. And speaking of role play, this other one that I really like is Flippity Randomizer. So take the vocabs that you have discussed older, like we did discuss about adjective for food related, right? So you can add other elements such as time expression, verbs, nouns, and you can ask your student to create sentences using those elements. Or for more advanced students, you can add roles in front, right? And add because at the end of this, so they can give reasons. So this can be a speaking activity or a writing activity. I used to have teacher that encourage us to write on our diary book, and she would check the book weekly and give comments. So in this case, we can kind of like see from other people's point of view, right? So this one is a very fun activity to do. I'm going to share this link for you too as well. Okay, so the next one is flippity manipulatives. And I think as students, we have at least once when our teacher asks us to rearrange sentences or sometimes paragraphs, right? So we can actually use colored papers and cut sentences into individual words. The flippity one, I think, is great because we can save papers, obviously, and we can add pictures behind the words, set the feeling or the mood according to the topic. And then what we can do is to share the link to the teams, and then they will need to work together with their friends in the team. They need to come up with appropriate sentences within the time given, and whoever can arrange the sentences correctly, they will win points, right? And so yes, that the points and the badges and the leaderboards, those are the things that really kind of like set us going, right? Okay, so yes, those are the things that some ideas, just some ideas. I know it's very fast, and then it has a lot of possibilities that you can do. But now at least we know that we can modify games and lesson objective in the game. Now before we do that, we need to consider some things, right? So obviously when we decide on the activities, we need to think, does the content included in the activity can enhance experience, and is it aligned with the learning targets? Are the students capable of demonstrating understanding or knowledge through the activities? Will the students be able to access and navigate the activities if they have to do it on their own? Or maybe if they're younger students, we should do it as a whole class activity. When is the appropriate time to do the activity? Is it in the beginning, in the middle, or at the end of the lesson? So we might not be able to answer all of this question when we haven't tried it out, right? We don't know what will happen in the classroom. So I would say try it out, right? And as a teacher, we need to play with our students and evaluate students' ability and reaction. And in the end, we'll know more how to gamify our own classroom. So the only ones that know the characteristic of our student is us, yeah, as the teacher. So some of this might be applicable, or maybe you can tweak it out a little bit. Some, for example, like you can add like characters that students like or students familiar with in our game. So that's our homework to consider. And yes, hopefully that can spark your interest. And I hope that you're excited to try this out on your classroom. And if you need my slide, you can access this link right here. I'll share it on the chat box. Okay. Right. Hopefully, it can spark some ideas, right? Okay. Here we go. Okay. Right. So we have a very very short time. If you have any question, please let me know on the chat box or in the Q&A. Right. So okay, my students request to play game instead of learning materials because of this app. Okay. Great, but as long as the objective are reached, I think it is fine, Pak Marwan. Yeah, so yes, yeah, we need to come back to the objective, right? Okay, all right. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. Before I present you with the link to the feedback form, let me share. Sorry. Okay, so right now we're on session 3, push your vocabulary game rec, and next week we will have competition games for language class. And if you're Indonesian or if you know Indonesian, or maybe want to practice Indonesian, and you can join me again on Friday. Yeah, I'm going to deliver the same material. We're going to maybe try other activities, right? And if you want, you can join me again, but I'll be delivering it in Indonesian on the 1st of July. But if not, you can always join me on 4th session. There will be tons of games as well. I know some of you are asking questions on what other games can we do, what other application that we can find to enhance our experience in the classroom. Don't forget to join us on the 4th session next week. Okay, so with that, this is the feedback link for you. Okay, so you're going to get this e-certificate after you after you complete the feedback form. Also, you will get a PDF of my material there as well, right? Okay, great. Okay, so there's a question, how to get the access to the second session. If you want, you can go ahead and access the British Council Indonesia YouTube channel. Okay, and yes, the PDF of today's material is available with the same folder with the certificate, right? So again, if you want to access the second session, you can go ahead and check out the British Council YouTube channel. Yeah, British Council Indonesia YouTube channel. There we go. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, and with that, I would like to say thank you so much for everyone that is joining me today. You are such a wonderful attendees. Please provide feedbacks for us, right? So we can improve on our webinar sessions in the future. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see all of you next week. And have a nice day, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me from all over the world. Thank you so much. Thank you, and see you next week, everyone. Thank you for your compliments. Thank you.